This video is going to be reviewing the HTC Evo 3D to the HTC Evo 4G LTE. Now I'm going to be completely honest, this is running ICS Tranquility RLS 1B, and this is running MeanROM version 4.5. So they are not stocked by any means. This one is running Gingerbread, and this one is running Ice Cream Sandwich. There is official Ice Cream Sandwich for this device, but you get a nice HBoot of 1.58 that comes along with it. I still have HBoot 1.4, and you cannot install the latest version of ICS without the newest HBoot. There is SOF for HBoot 1.58, and I'm going to be covering that, looking more into it, and etc. So please stay tuned for that. I will definitely continue to make videos of this device, and as always, I'll be doing that device as well. After this video, I'm probably going to work on Viper 4G because it's a highly requested video of a certain ROM. Then I'm going to install Ice Cream Sandwich on this. Then I'm going to do NV Flash. I've got so many videos to do, and I'm getting constant comments and messages about doing videos on certain things. I have a full-time job. I have a disabled daughter that goes to physical therapy every week. I only get a couple days off to do my videos, so I don't have much time at all to do this kind of stuff. Starting in the middle of September, my schedule is going to change, and I'll have 3 days off on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So my daughter will be in school. She won't be in the background. I won't have to put off recording because she's throwing a tantrum, being really loud, or etc. I'm recording. Please talk to mommy. See? Like that. I will not have to do this kind of stuff while recording because she'll be in school. Let's get down to comparing these two devices. This is DSLR controller by Chainfire. I talk about it a lot because it's an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. I can touch anywhere on the screen. I can move this around and focus on a certain point. Like if I want to focus on just my phone right here, I can get it down here and then I can press on it and it would autofocus to just my phone because I am using a DSLR and I have to manually focus on stuff. If I move anything on this table, it will be out of focus. Now the WRT54GS2 version 7.2 with DD-WRT should be in focus. And now the plushy from CruzerLite should be in focus as well. I am using their case on my Evo 4G LTE. I do like the CDO case a lot, but it is a much larger case. I just switch up every now and then. This video is going to cover multiple aspects of this device. Front-facing camera. With a completely stock ROM from Sprint, you're only going to be able to record in 480p with the front-facing camera. Now with MeanROM 4.5, and I just realized this by uploading a video on my second channel, Josh is Nice. A link to that will be at the bottom of the description of this video. I noticed that it recorded it in HD. Now when I open my camera up, and I switch it to the front camera, and now we're looking at the front camera, if I press menu, you'll see right there that it says 1 megapixel, 1280 by 720. So it is in fact in HD if you record a video with a front-facing camera, which is freaking awesome. Just another reason why, if you're considering a ROM, you should definitely consider MeanROM. I don't know very many ROMs that open up the ability to record in 720p HD using the front-facing camera, but this ROM has it. Again, with a completely stock ROM, it's only going to do 480p with the front camera and 720p with the back camera. There's even an option with MeanROM where you can record in 1080p, but that does not work at the moment. This screen is not HD. It is a much higher resolution than that of the original Evo 4G that came out in 2010, I believe. The screen on this is way freaking better than the screen on the original Evo. Trust me. I've had this device for a full year. I can promise you that I'm very familiar with it. The screen looks great. I have absolutely no complaints with it at all. But after using my Evo 4G LTE for a little while, I can honestly say that it disappointed me greatly going back to this device. The Evo 4G LTE has a 4.7 inch screen, and again, the Evo 3D has a 4.3 inch screen, and it's LCD. I'll have to go online and figure out the exact specifics, but you could just tell the difference hopefully in the video that, oh my goodness, it is just so much more clear on the Evo 4G LTE. And the added screen size is great, because when you're reading like a web page, or if you're on Tapatalk and you're reading a forum, you can see so much more on the Evo 4G LTE than you can with the Evo 3D. Now, I do want to make one thing very, very clear. The Evo 4G LTE has 4G LTE and is not compatible with 4G WiMax. The Evo 3D has 4G WiMax and is not compatible with 4G LTE. If you don't have either of these devices and you want to save money and go with the Evo 3D, I cannot blame you at all. If you're in an area that has great WiMax coverage but does not have any LTE at all, I would highly recommend going ahead and getting the Evo 3D. My finger was stuck on the menu button and apparently, yeah, it's hard to hold the phones like this. The Evo 3D does have official ice cream sandwich, so you do not have to worry about that. Both devices are running the same version of Android. I believe that ice cream sandwich on the Evo 3D is since 3.6 and the Evo 4G LTE has since 4.0. The battery that comes with this phone is right here. I have a CDO 4000 milliamp extended battery, and I can show you just how much battery life I get out of this device. And that's something I've noticed as well. On newer versions like Ice Cream Sandwich, if you want to go to your battery powered, like to know what apps are using the most power, etc., it's under power and then battery use. I just fully charged this battery. I don't know if it's a fault with my phone or what, but with any ROM that I install, I'm not getting very good battery life at all. I've even reset my battery stats, which is a very controversial thing, which you have to have root to do it, and a lot of people say to do it, and a lot of people say don't do it. So it's just one of those controversial things, but I'm not getting very good battery life out of it at all. Now with the Evo 3D running Gingerbread, it's actually under About, Phone, Battery, and Battery Use. As you can tell with the extended battery, and this is my main device right now. I'm using this for Twitter, Tap Talk. I use Plume, which I've tried Tweetcaster, Twika. I've tried every other Twitter app, and I cannot find one that I like better than Plume. I can promise you that. If you say Tweetcaster is better than Plume, there is something wrong with you. The theme, the UI, just everything about it is just clunky and ugly to me. Plume is just so much better in my honest opinion. But I have honestly gotten 48 hours, exactly 2 days, and I went ahead and put it on the charger. So this is actually using the crap out of this device as my main driver. With a stock battery, you are not going to get battery life like that. MeanROM claims to give you 50+ hours of battery life, so that's probably if you don't use your phone like I do. I mean, I run speed tests, I run so many different things all the time on my device. I have Plume notifying me every like 3 minutes of notifications about new tweets, mentions, etc. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do so. A link to that's at the very bottom of the description of this video. Tap Talk sends me notifications when threads that I'm subscribed to have updates. Google Voice, I've been using that since 2009. Just everything is set to automatically sync, including Facebook. Anytime someone does anything, I get a notification on my phone. I would much rather know the instant something happens through a notification or an update than to sync everything manually and not know until hours and hours later. That's why I rock an extended battery, and as you can tell, my Evo 3D has been through hell the last, since July of 2011 when I bought it. I got this extended battery probably, well, I did a video on this extended battery, so whenever I did that video, I've had this battery on my phone since then. This battery has not been inside my phone in forever, and I doubt it even has a charge. See, I just got a notification about a new tweet on my Evo 4G LTE. The stock battery is rated at 1,730 milliamps. So the battery I'm using in here is almost 3 times larger than this battery. There you go. It's pretty thick, but I would much rather not charge my phone more than 1 time in a day and charge it every other day instead. And again, I've had this battery in here for a year now. A whole freaking year with a lot of use. Like more than your average person would use their device. So it probably does not last as long as it used to when I first bought it. This part of the video, I'm going to go ahead and try to show you the differences in the screen. I'll open up Plume, and I'll go to compose a new tweet on both devices. I keep getting mentions. I don't have a problem with that, I'm just recording so I can't reply to them right away. That's a really big thing about Plume, which is a separate video by itself, which I haven't done yet. When you want to compose a tweet, you can like press on all of your accounts and have it tweet from all those accounts, instead of like manually switching them like in the official Twitter app. And I don't remember how Tweetcaster did it, but it's not as convenient as that either. Anyways, maybe you can see the screen difference, maybe you can't. Maybe if I take a screenshot, you'll be able to see. But I'm using SwiftKey. I cannot stand the official keyboard from HTC. I cannot stand it. And then when you're using some apps like Plume, it does not autocorrect even though you're running Ice Cream Sandwich. Like, it does not let you know that you misspelled a word. I've been using SwiftKey for a long time and I highly recommend it. I'll show you real quick. I'll go to settings and then I'll go to stats, and I wonder if it's different on this device. Okay, it is. I basically use Titanium Backup to restore my data, and as you can tell, Evo 3D has more keystrokes saved because it's been my main device the last week, and this one's been turned off and put aside. The reason I activated this device and used it over this one was simply because I was going to Nashville for legal reasons and to visit family, and they have WiMax there. Really good WiMax. Like, I'm talking... I was getting 10 down, 7 down, 10 down, 7, 7, 9.6, 8.62, 10.85. I was getting consecutively good speeds on WiMax. Here where I'm at, near Kansas City, Missouri, WiMax is only like 3 to, well, even sometimes 2, like 2.5 to 4 down. So WiMax is definitely better in Nashville compared to Kansas City. But I would much rather go with 10 down than using 3G and getting like half a megabit down. Oh my goodness. 3G on Sprint is the worst thing you could ever have. I'll try to find some screenshots of the 3G speeds I was getting. Oh my goodness. But yeah, where I was going did not have LTE at all. And that's to go with what I said earlier in the video. If you have WiMax in your area, definitely go with the Evo 3D. I'm not even kidding you. I would much rather use WiMax than 3G. And if you don't have LTE, but you have WiMax, I do not understand why you would want to go with this LTE. Even though the LTE has a better screen, a 2100 milliamp battery that's non-removable, so you cannot purchase an extended battery like I have in my Evo 3D and go without charging your phone for more than a day. That is a really big thing to me. You can go and buy like 2 or 3 stock batteries or extended batteries, and then CDO makes a little charger. My wife has one for her Galaxy Nexus. She's got a total of 3 extended batteries and a stock battery, and that charger from CDO will charge all 4 of those batteries. And anytime her batteries start to die, she just swaps it out, puts the dead one inside the charger, and moves on. I am so jealous of that. I would get more batteries for this device if I was going to use it for my main driver. Here in Kansas City, as you've seen me do in other videos on speed tests, I get LTE here. Once I step outside my apartment, I get about 12 to 16 down. And then there's other parts of my city where I can get 38.5 down tops. That's the best I've seen so far. I usually get an average of about 23 to 27 when I'm like at AMC theaters or, you know, just anywhere here in my city. I can get about 23 average. So LTE is definitely way better than WiMax, and you cannot go wrong with the 720p screen by any means. I've been using this device since May 24th, and when I activated this last week and used it for the first time since then, I could not believe the difference in screen size and how crystal clear this 720p screen is. I don't think you understand. When you're typing, these buttons are much bigger. So if you have fat fingers, you're definitely going to love the extra screen size and not missing your keys at all. And this is what I was talking about. Josh is going to get my hands on the internet and the other hand. I love SwiftKey. I know. I've used TouchPal, I've used a stock keyboard, I've used Swipe, I've used thumb keyboard. Thumb keyboard is a great alternative to this one, by far. If I did not have SwiftKey, I would definitely use thumb keyboard. If for some reason SwiftKey got pulled from the market, I would actually just keep using my save. I use Titanium backup, so I would just restore it or something. But if SwiftKey hadn't been invented, thumb keyboard would be my second option for keyboards to install and use every day. You can't really tell. I wish you could, but man, the screen on this device is so much better. The buttons, each letter.
Sorry, I'm mixing a leaf. Just letting you know.
Interruptions. Anyways, each letter is smaller, and I don't know what it is. I guess it's the font, but the font is completely different. Well, I don't know if you'd say completely different, but again, I can't get the words out. The screen on this device is beautiful. If you live in an area that doesn't have WiMax and doesn't have LTE, definitely go with this phone. Honestly, I don't see any reason besides the fact that you can put an extended battery on a phone like this and run it for more than a day without charging it. But I missed this device so much. And I still have service on this one because later on tonight, I'm going to go to my spot where I get 36 to 38 down on LTE, and I'm going to show how fast LTE is here compared to WiMax on the Evo 3D. So I'm going to do a speed test comparison. A lot of people have been asking for it. I cannot stress this enough. If you live in an area that has good WiMax and you don't have LTE, I would definitely go with the Evo 3D. The screen is not bad at all. It does look much better on the LTE, but this screen does look better on most devices like the Evo 4G and all the other phones earlier than this device. There's just so many things to say about each of these phones. If you don't have WiMax and you don't have LTE, definitely go with the Evo 4G LTE. This screen is amazing. I did a full review of this phone, and I'll put a link to that in the description, or you can just search my channel for it. I did a full review of this, and YouTube videos play in HD, and that was something that I really missed. On this phone, YouTube videos are in high quality, but they are not HD by any means. So there's just so many good things to say about the Evo 4G LTE, and there's several good things to say about the Evo 3D. Battery life, stock without an extended battery, is going to be better on the Evo 4G LTE. It's running Sense 4.0 instead of 3.6, and it will be upgraded to Jelly Bean, but they'll probably include like Sense 5 or Sense 4.5 or something. This will probably never see an update past Ice Cream Sandwich. Now, there will be custom ROMs on this device, like there is now actually, but they're horribly broken, where you actually get Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, and it's AOSP, meaning it's stock, complete Android without Sense on top of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, play with the Nexus S4G or a Galaxy Nexus. That is stock Android, the way it was meant to be by Google, without any kind of overlay, slowing it down, hogging resources, and etc. So I will do a video installing CM10 or AOKP Jelly Bean on this device, and this one as well too. There are actually some pretty good working builds. They asked me to test out a build where LTE was working and it was not. And I simply will not use this device without LTE. I will not. I will switch back to this one and use WiMax in a heartbeat. I cannot stand Sprint's 3G. It is terribly slow. When I'm at home, I use Wi-Fi because I have a crazy connection, like 50 down, 10 up. And I'm actually going to be moving to a place that has Google Fiber after my lease is up. I'm going to look at which places are getting it, and then I'm going to rent a house in that area because Google Fiber is much cheaper than what I'm paying now just for internet, and it's so much faster. That's the best part about being an adult. If you live in a city that doesn't have LTE, you can move to a city that has LTE. If you live in a city that doesn't have Google Fiber, you can move to a city that has Google Fiber. It's awesome. It truly is awesome. And the place I'm thinking about moving to is only about 25 minutes away from where I live now. And if you're asking, KCK. Kansas City schools have 0 accreditations, and my daughter is starting kindergarten, and I do not want her to go to a school that sucks. That's why I'll be moving to KCK when my lease is up. But I don't know what else to talk about really. I've covered a lot of things. I've repeated myself several times about different things. You get a 1080p back camera that's 8 megapixels, and you get a 720p back camera, that's 5 megapixels. You do get 3D, which to me 3D is gimmicky. I'm not a fan of it. It hurts my eyes, and the only time I ever use it is when I'm trying to show a friend. They're like, oh, isn't that the 3D? Let me see. So I show them. Other than that, this does have the kickstand, which is a major go. I really love it. I cannot tell you how many times I've sat this down, turned the camera on, and did a Skype conversation using my phone, or recorded a YouTube video using a 720p front-facing camera and just had it sitting down like this. CDO does make cases where it has a flip-out kickstand. My wife has a case on her Galaxy Nexus that has a flip-out kickstand. And honestly, if you can get a case for this that has a flip-out kickstand, awesome. I don't know if you can or not. I haven't really bought any cases for this device. I've just been running with this extended battery and the way it is, which I do regret it, because if you look, my phone has been beat to death. Again, both devices you're going to get Android 4.0. See, there's a notification right there on a thread that I'm subscribed to via Tap Talk. Both devices just notified me actually. This one is on Wi-Fi but not activated. I will be activating it after I do my WiMax vs LTE video. I've got many videos on different root methods for both of these devices, and I will not be getting rid of my Evo 3D, and I will continue to make videos on both of these devices for a long time. I've gotten a couple comments from people saying that Sprint employees can buy the SGS3, so I'll be doing that very soon. I am not an employee, but someone in the family is, and I'm on an Advantage Club line. If you don't know what that is, just Google it. It's only $29 a month, and I freaking love it. My phone bill with 2 phones on it is about $100, and that's with insurance on both devices, paying the stupid 4G WiMax and 4G LTE differences. So here in the next few weeks, or a couple weeks, I don't know when I'll be able to come up with the money, I'll have an SGS3 sitting right here. It's been a while. The only reason I didn't pay full price for it was because I had an upgrade as of July 1st, but Sprint wouldn't let employees buy it, which is stupid because I'm not an employee, but since I'm on an employee plan, they still treat me the same as they do employees as far as getting new devices. But after this, I will not have an upgrade for 18 months. They used to let me get an upgrade every 12 months. That's how I got this in July and was able to get an upgrade in July, but they haven't offered the SGS3 to Advantage Club members yet. After that, I'll have to wait 18 freaking months, and each time a new device comes out, I'll be paying full price. I want to give a huge thank you to my stepdad, as I was able to get this on an upgrade because he wasn't able to afford one and let me use his upgrade. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I know I ask a lot, but if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. This is What Would Josh Do, and I'm out. All of my devices are S-off, and they always will be. I absolutely love the Evo 4G LTE, but the Evo 3D is a great device as well. I want to give a quick shout out to this XXZWigsXX guy. For the people that support me, watch my videos, like them, favorite them, share them on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and etc. People like you guys really support me, and I want to go ahead and give back whenever I can. So I'm taking this time to give someone that's been following me for the last year a shout out, and basically just repay them for all the support they've shown me over the last year and a half now.